there's no black and white.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you all enjoyed the delicious pizza night here at Partners in Torah. Thank you to Nathaniel Tarlow for sponsoring tonight. Our first pizza night here. I thought it was a cool idea, so thank you for helping out with that. And it is in honor of that he's traveling and he should have safe travels. God should protect him in everything he does and wherever he goes. And
find him a good Jewish woman.
Find him a good Jewish woman, amen. And as is his tradition when he does sponsor the evening, he will be speaking tonight. So, Nathaniel, please.
Thank you all for coming. It's really nice to see this room with a lot of people in it. It was a slow summer, so it's good to see that things are picking up again. Please keep coming every week and make this a consistent part of learning and life for you and your partner. Also, take some pizza home, enjoy. That's what it's there for. Let's talk tonight about Parashat Re'eh, this week's parasha. And it literally means see, or if we had an English equivalent, it would be look. And it doesn't just mean look at this mountain or look at this thing. It's Moses' way of saying, look, when you are about to say something strong to somebody, look, I'm going to tell you this one time, and then that's it. It's a sharp word, look. Moses is about to leave us. He is about to depart for Ha'olam Haba. And we are about to cross into the land that God promised us. Now, Moses has something of a long goodbye. That's certainly true. But what he is trying to do, as Moshe Rabbeinu, as somebody who has led us, somebody who has taught us, somebody who has guided us, is make sure we are as prepared as we can be for the final exam. Because we are about to cross that Jordan River. So let's take a look, shall we say, at what's in this parasha. Why is this parasha written the way it's written? Well, there's a lot of ways to interpret it, but Moses, who loves and cares about us, is doing something. He is realizing the fact that we came from Egypt, and we saw a lot of miracles in the Exodus. Things like the parting of the sea, things like the events at Sinai, things that were really extraordinary that were only seen once in all our history. So even if you had your doubts about Hashem, or you had your doubts about what was the power of Hashem, those doubts were quickly dispelled when you watch the Red Sea split in two, or you see and hear the majesty of the giving of the Torah at Sinai. But that generation's gone. You know what remained, though, after the splitting of the sea and after the miracles at Sinai was Moses. We always had a concrete, present among us reminder of Hashem, his power and his importance. Well, the miracles of the desert are in the past, and Moses is about to be in the past. And Moses realizes that. So in this parasha, he's saying, look, don't forget Hashem. And if you read on, you'll see a pretty consistent theme of not forgetting Hashem. Let's begin with this. Moses begins by saying, there's a blessing first, or there's a curse, which can be translated into, there's an opportunity, or there's a warning. Look, what's it going to be? Those who want the blessing avail themselves of it. Those who want to be cursed, you can do that too. And that's a metaphor for what Hashem has given us, free will. We have every day before us an opportunity to earn our way into Shemayim. We also have an opportunity to be cursed by not doing that. We have free will. We have the ability to work and earn something special, or work and earn towards something less special. So it starts out pretty abstract. And from there, we're about to cross the river into the promised land. What does Moses tell us? You're going to encounter the remnants of idolatrous civilizations that live there. Smash it, okay? Don't be curious about it. Don't investigate it. Don't leave it standing, whatever it is. If it's an altar, destroy it. If it's a temple, raise it. If it's a sacred tree, cut it down and burn it. There's to be no remnant. And that is to ensure that we don't become tempted. And it's not just temptation, it's curiosity. Because curiosity leads to what? Further study, further investigation, further immersion into the subject. Hashem wants none of that. He loves us. we are to fear, love, and honor him. And there's to be no competition left among us, against him. Now, we start with that, and then we move into Hashem telling us what will happen is once all of these idolatrous monuments are gone, there will come a time where Hashem will designate a place for us to bring our offerings and for the central worship source, okay? This is also a way of keeping us reminded of Hashem's presence. If every season our first crops have to be tithed at this place, we are consistently coming there. If every season our firstborn livestock has to be brought to this place and sacrificed or consumed there, we are remembering Hashem. We are being consistently reminded of Hashem. Not just that he exists, not just of his power, not just of his importance, but of the fact that it is he who has provided us with all of these things. And there are some human things to consider as well. If regularly, seasonally, we have to appear in the same place, people from all corners of the land, if it's not too far, and that's also addressed in this parasha, if it's not too far, they're going to see each other consistently. And if somebody stops coming, people are going to wonder what's going on. Maybe he's sick, or maybe he's gone astray. So it's a way of keeping us accountable to each other. And the accountability factor in this parasha continues when we talk about the tithe factor of having to give parts of our crop seasonally or every 3 years to the widow, the orphan, the fatherless among us. It's written in this parasha we are not to have destitute people and leave them destitute. Take them out of destitution. Why? Because destitution leads to desperation. And desperate people will resort to desperate deeds. And that's certainly going to result in a departure from Hashem. So it is up to us to keep ourselves accountable, to keep our people fed, to keep people from going into that arena of desperation, because that's usually the first step in falling off. To keep on the consistency theme, we have some rules around meat. It's written in this parasha that people are going to have a desire to eat meat. Slaughter is going to be a regular thing. We have rules around that. You can only slaughter certain animals that are clean. Certain animals can be consecrated for the offering. Certain animals are still clean but not consecrated for the offering. These are rules we have because you are going to be regularly engaging in slaughter. And in so doing, we have to be reminded of Hashem's presence and importance. So we may not eat of the blood, because blood is the life that only Hashem can give. And as such, we can eat the meat, but the life itself has to be respected. Just like we came from the dust, that too must go back to the dust. And it's a way not just of elevating ourselves by doing something pure to honor Hashem, but we're also elevating the animal and honoring the animal. Just like we are made in Hashem's image, and we are to give Hashem only consecrated items of certain types, we too have restrictions on what we can consume. How much are you respecting yourself if you're willing to eat a roadkill? How much are you respecting yourself if you're willing to eat a dog? Certain things are just not clean. And if it's not clean for Hashem, we too, as beings modeled after Hashem, should not be eating things that are unclean or unfit. Now, in continuation of this, the crash course study before the big exam. Again, Moses is about to be gone. We're reminded of the rules of kashrut. And then we are reminded of the schedule of holidays, those that occur in the spring and all the different seasons. Everything from Sukkot to other things like that. So this is Moses saying, we need to have consistency, we need to keep ourselves accountable, and we need to make sure that we are always on the right side of Hashem. Because if we depart from that, it's going to be a very short road for us. And we're no longer going to have Moses around to keep us accountable. So we are warned explicitly to stay away from everything that has to do with competition for Hashem. And we're even told by Moses, hey, look, you're going to be tested. Because it's easy enough to go through the motions. Oh, look, it's springtime, some crops are blooming, let me just go to the temple and give this. Yeah, see you next spring. You're going through the motions. But in this chapter, it's written that false prophets, dream interpreters, are going to come from among us and test us. And that's an active test to see if we are still with Hashem or if we are being led astray. So Moses is warning us, hey, look, it's not enough to just look at the clock, look at the season. Yeah, it's time to give my calf, that's great. No. you're going to actively be faced with temptation to go astray, and it is a sign of your love and respect and devotion to Hashem when you not only fail to go astray, because you choose not to, but you smite the source of the temptation to go astray. Whether that is a person, or whether that is an entire city, including their animals. Nothing is to be left of that. Moses knows that we are about to come into contact with a lot of people who are not like us. And now that we're going to be settled and dwelling in one place, that contact is going to be regular and it's going to be consistent. That temptation is going to be there. And some people may very well be tempted to go astray from among us, even if it's a loved one, a member of our family, a friend, somebody we love and otherwise respect. Doesn't matter. If that person tries to lead you away from Hashem, rules are rules. That's blasphemy. That person cannot be allowed to stay alive. That's how seriously this is taken. So this is Moses saying, look, this is it, folks. Everything before was practice. It's now game time. The real time is here. The tests are coming. And it's not like before, where you build a golden calf, you say you're sorry, you get a smack on the hand, and that's that. You kind of go back to being okay. This time the consequences are going to be very heavy. That's the bad news. But the good news is, there's a blessing out there. There's a reward we can earn, and there's an opportunity that Hashem gives us every single day of our lives to fulfill the mitzvot, earn that blessing, and reap the benefits and rewards that await us in Olam Haba. It's just up to us to do that work. Not just ourselves, but to keep our fellow Jews accountable and on the right path, and most importantly, on Hashem's direction that He has set for us. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Nathaniel, Rabbi Nathaniel. Have a safe trip. So I think it's really remarkable that for the past 8 weeks we've had Partners in Torah here every week, and I want to give a big, huge yasher koach to Mrs. Grunitsky for really putting this together every single Wednesday throughout the entire summer, non-stop, pushing, that we're all here, and I think it's really, exceptional. I want to thank you so much. Now, just segueing from where Nathaniel left off, of each of us making a choice of feeling responsible for our fellow Jews, next week is the official launch of the new year of Partners in Torah. And it's going to be awesome. But what I would like to ask each and every one of you to take that consideration of what Nathaniel said, to think of one other person you can bring to Partners in Torah. Even if you can't bring them, if you don't have the guts to say, why don't you come learn with me? You'll enjoy it, you'll have good food. If you don't enjoy it, don't come back, but you'll at least have good food, right? But if you're not comfortable even doing that, you can just drop a note to either Mrs. Grunitsky or to myself or to any of the Torch staff, and we'll reach out to them and invite them to come. So please, let's all think of one person. That's it, one person who you think can join here next week. And it can be either a student, it can be someone who's seeking knowledge, someone who wants to share knowledge. On all levels, we want this place to continue to be the largest learning opportunity in the city. Every Wednesday night, that anyone from all backgrounds can come and learn Torah together. Additionally, there are many new programs starting right after Labor Day. So I hope that you'll take advantage of them. Look on our website, they're all listed there, and I hope you'll join us for all of those programs, or at least some of them. Thank you and have a terrific evening. Drive safely, and Myra will be in 2 minutes in the classroom.